Hello people of the internet, it is I, Solrak Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order today. It's another chill, relaxing week, so that means more interludes get done. Getting a lot of those done, and I'm starting to run low on them, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But if you are watching this on the YouTube, please for me, be sure to like this video, comment down below if you have anything to say, subscribe to the channel because that does help out with the algorithm, and if you check the description down below, you can find links to the Twitch and or Discord where you can follow and or join so you can catch when I go live. But all that said, I think it is officially time to begin. Press the start touchscreen button thing in the WhatsApp. Alright. So the only issue with having my cam set up in this position is I cannot see most of the computer that everything is streaming off of. So if I do start dropping frames, I'm not going to know. But there is a little bit of news here. So first is the items available with the October exchange are going to be scales, pages, metals, fangs, or needles. So a decent variety. And then there is Grailfront pre-release pickup summon featuring Lartoria, Tamamo Darkness is that one, and Shisho. Was that right? Yeah, I was right. Tamamo Dark, Koyan Dark, properly. My tongue got tied. And then we have a campaign has been announced. So the Grailfront Castle of Shining Dawn, Castle of Shadow Dusk pre-release campaign. So Grailfront is our next event, with the starting date announced. So it's scheduled the 15th. Oh, game. Why is next week going to be so freaking packed? Ugh. Pokemon, something with RuneScape that I want to stream again, and a Grailfront release. There's so much happening next week, and it's all in the later half of the week as well. Ugh. Next week is going to be a pain to figure out scheduling-wise. Hey, Janice, welcome to the stream. Hobby things. Gonna try the final new camera angle for now, this one being a straight on. Not sure, still feel like half my face is in shadow compared to the most recent one, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, so kind of ironic Shadow Dusk Grailfront thing, but so you need to have completed Anastasia to do this one. And just a bunch of stuff going along with it. So accrued login bonus for 6 quartz and some foes and QP. Main quests have been added for more quartz, which I should be able to do. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a banger week, but it's going to make scheduling everything a pain. Like, such a pain to schedule streams and such, but I'll figure it out. 0 AP for main quests through Anastasia. Does not apply to me. Half AP for everything else? No, quarter AP through Ordeal Call. All training grounds, Ember Gatherings are unlocked. Not really relevant. They're also half AP for rank up for event-related rank up quests. Oh, man, they got me excited. I thought all rank up quests were going to be half AP, because then I'd be able to bam, bam, bam through them in no time flat, but only 3? 3 servants have rank ups that are half AP. As well as those 4 servants get Interlude half off. Woo! And double friend point gain for various servants as well. And then the pre-release. So, I've not logged on today. Yes, if you want Embers, it does sound relevant, but I'm fine on Embers. I want Quartz. But, yeah, I've not logged on today, so gotta do all the standard login collection stuffs. I've been a lazy boy today. Claim this, and then I did complete more rank up quests in between streams. To be specific, the rank up quests that I have done are as follows. If it wants to load. So, Rama, his NP has been upgraded. Chiome had her NP and the Curse Shrine Maiden skills upgraded. Proto Arthur got his Mana Burst skill upgraded. Danzo got her NP upgraded. Ibaraki got her Disengaged upgraded. Yang Guifui got the Favor of 3000 Concentrated to 1 skill upgraded. MHXX got NP upgraded. Wu Zetian got her Torture Technique and Imperial Privilege upgraded, and Heracles got his Battle Continuation upgraded. Hey Infinity Lord, welcome to the stream. Happy things. I can officially close this webpage now, because I haven't opened in a webpage what servants got rank up quests done. But, yeah, so it's going to be Interludes today. Relatively chill. Yes, Heracles got a very good rank up, like, stackable guts, very good. I should probably do my Prism Exchange, though. My monthly Prism Exchange. Probably is not a bad idea to get that done. See, why do I don't need to worry about getting quartz, or, not quartz, I don't need to worry about getting embers when I have a constant supply of embers monthly. Just beat NKG. One of the last things you need for 112%. That's right, Hollow Knight is a weird game that it has beyond 100% completion to truly complete the game. I kind of forgot about that. Just check, make sure, yep, nothing. But nice job on beating Nightmare King. Very nice. Alright. And claim our ticket exchanges for more solar hides. When are we gonna get the new material as ticket exchanges game? When? Gosh, I have most everything here. Metals, I guess. And login claiming. I almost feel like audio might be delayed a little bit. That sounded like audio might be delayed a little bit, so... Yeah, in-game audio is a little bit delayed, it seems. Annoying, but happens. Oh, right, command codes. Yeah, I haven't done those yet. See, the thing is, Janice, I'm pretty sure they cost money to unlock. Like, it is $500,000 to unlock a single command code. Though, you know what? I will unlock the command codes at the very least for my waifu servants, okay? See, I'm starting to unlock the waifu servants command codes, and I will continue to do so off-stream, but now you can hold me to this. You can hold me to this that I will remember to unlock them all off-stream, because, yeah. Just trying to think, is there anything else needing done in the interim? I'll get rid of those people that want to be friends later. So, I think it is time to begin. So we have Interludes. And just to show, I am very much running low on these rank-up quests. I'm not doing these two because I don't know if Okay, I do obviously have Assassin Shiki, but I don't remember if I have Saber Shiki leveled up to the point where her rank-up is available, and I don't want to cheese it, so... But you can see who's going to be on the docket to get rank-up quests done over the course of the next week. But for now, Interludes. So, J6 said Woo's is essentially a thing on its own. So, while that is about 100 AP, I very theoretically could get the likes of Corday done as well, or Raiko. There are other servants that I have rank up quests for that are not as expensive AP-wise, so we're gonna see what goes. We're gonna start off here with Wu, though. Empress Versus is the name of the game. You don't see Saber Shiki in the docks. I don't know if I have... No, I do have her, so she must be leveled up. Yeah, she must be leveled up. But she's not technically the next one to be leveled up, so I don't want to cheese things. Also, Foreigner is weak to... Foreigner has advantage against Berserkers, right? Yeah. So bringing in Morgan would be a bad move. It says versus, so I'm hoping solos here. Which means, do I have a melt party set up already or no? I do not have a melt solo squad set up. I guess I have to set up a melt solos squad. So, double Scotty. Where she be? There she be. Melt with... we'll give her K-scope, sure. Fragment, and then bond. Get the bond farming. Even if it's not going to be a lot of bond, we gotta get that bond. And one more. Who's the next one up there? You. And that. Okay. I have been using my, teapots, so that's kind of why I'm not really too much higher on the QP, because all my ordeal call stuff has been going into a non-QP related thing. Currently practicing one of the bosses. Nice. Bond up Archer Nobu and Zhangqi. Nice. This will not stand. I don't think that, Janice, I don't think Wu wants you to do that. That or Wu does not want Infinity Lord to practice one of the bosses. Up and mad right out of the gate, huh? What's the matter, Wu? It's outrageous, abhorrent, abominable. Just take a look at this. A letter? Is it not horrendous? It's impertinent, insolent, inexcusable. Just reading it makes my blood boil. This is Chinese, right? I'm sorry, but I don't know Chinese. Oh, but you said you studied it before you came to Chaldea, right, Senpai? Can you tell... No. I never said I studied Chinese. I took 4 years of Spanish and I can barely speak the language, Mash. What are you thinking? I'm not a linguist. Sure thing, Infinity Lord. Even if I knew anything, yeah. No idea. I see, so you can't read it yourself then. You remind me of a small animal with the way you're always cocking your head. I shall call you Patu, or Little Rabbit from now on. Wait, does this mean I must read the content of this dreadful letter for you myself? How utterly infuriating. I cannot believe I need to waste my time like this. Sorry for the trouble, but I'm afraid we don't have any other way of finding out what's bothering you. What does the letter say? Translating the whole thing sentence by sentence would make me blow a gasket, so I'll just summarize. It's a letter filled with the most horrid insults about me. It says I'm a coward who fears ghosts and a child who dislikes cats. Completely true. Pure vessel. Okay. But, Wu, everything in this letter seems like it might be truthful. It is not that I dislike them or I get nervous around them. I simply do not care for them. Who does this writer think they are, ridiculing me in such a fashion? I knew it. Just thinking about what it says makes me see red. And here's the real problem. It's clear that whoever sent this letter does not like me. Evidently, it's not enough for the writer to insult me. They claim a desire to settle things with me and include coordinates telling me where to meet up them. Are you going to go? Of course, says an empress. I cannot let such grave insults pass. Whoever wrote this must be punished. You will come with me, Master Patu. In fact, I'm here to collect you for this task. Okay. Alright, you could not read it, so you could not see that it explicitly says to come with you. Perhaps they wish for you to attend as a witness to our duel. While I am loath to comply with the directions of this foul criminal, I cannot hope to exact justice upon them if I do not do as they say. One must always sweat the small stuff before one can sweat the big stuff. Logical. Oh, don't worry. Once the culprit is revealed, that will be the end of it. By the time I'm through punishing them for their unforgivable first-degree crime of dissing me, they will wish they had never so much as thought to write that letter. Now come, Master. You two, Mash. I mean, I imagine so. He is one of the harder boss fights in the game, if memory serves. I guess I don't have any right to say no. I just hope we can guide this escapade somewhere peaceful, Senpai. Oh, I was so furious. I almost forgot that little cat who goes around screeching foe isn't here with you, is it? If it popped up out of nowhere, I think my heart would stop. I mean, I might accidentally end up skinning it alive. Oh, well. As usual, I'm afraid I don't have a good answer for you about whether Fu's a cat or not. But now that you mention it, I haven't seen him today. He must be off playing somewhere else. Good, good. If I never see that little furball again, it'll be too soon. Now come, let us be on our way before that strange cat returns to this room. It certainly looks to me as though Wu is afraid of cats. But he's not a cat. He's a little cat, fox, dog thing. So whoever wrote this letter told you to meet them somewhere inside Chaldea? No, they did not. Then what are we doing here? Given how upset you were, I thought we would be storming to the meeting place immediately. Then you thought wrong. I'm neither impetuous nor impulsive. I may be noble, but I'm not like those other foolish emperors who have their nobility and nothing else. You always try your best. Be quiet, that's not what I'm talking about. I only mean that I'm both calm and collected, as any good ruler must be. The first order of business in any endeavor is to solidify your position. In other words, to gather information. I'm not sure I would describe how you were acting earlier as calm and collected. Anyway, I presume you mean gather information about whoever wrote the letter. Indeed, it would be the height of foolishness to enter the enemy's domain without a plan when we have plenty of time to prepare. First, we shall discover the identity of this letter's impotent author, or at least obtain a hint that may end up saving us some time. If we should end up coming face to face with this villain while investigating their identity, well, that is certainly all right with me. After all, it's not a fight with this person I desire. Instead, I want the quickest possible route to giving them the punishment they so richly deserve. Where are we going then? Between this style of Chinese from my original time period and this handwriting I'm unfamiliar with, this accursed letter is itself a veritable treasure trove of information. As you know from how you could not make heads or tails of it, there are precious few people here who could have written such a letter. That in turn makes it very easy to narrow down our list of suspects. In fact, we're heading towards the first of them as we speak. This letter was written with a brush, after all. Hey, J6, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Are you talking about Wu here? A letter? Oh, I thought for sure we were going to be encountering Yu. Correct, now fess up. It was you who wrote that insolent, impotent missive, wasn't it? The hell are you talking about? Why would I go doing something like that for? So you would feign innocence, eh? Well, if you think I'm simply going to wait for you to confess, you clearly do not know how capable my torturers are at extracting information. Besides, everyone in Chaldea knows that you and brushes go hand in hand. You might be right about that. My thing is painting pictures, not writing letters. I'm a painter, that's what I do. I wouldn't go writing a letter without a single illustration, even if you paid me. Really, then you truly did not write this. If I may, I can't imagine what motive focus I would have for writing it either. Yeah, it's a little stretch, for sure. That aside, looking at this letter now, I might have an idea or two about who actually did write it. You might? Then hurry up and tell me who it is. Well, what? I'm gonna just do that out of goodness of my heart after you barge in and accusing me of stuff? I hate to sound like a hoity-toity merchant, but I ain't telling you for free. You're an empress from way back in the Tang Dynasty, right? You're a lot younger than I thought you'd be, but you got a posture in the eyes of a damn fine model. You wish to paint me with that brush of yours? Well, I certainly commend your eye for beauty. However, I regrettably do not have the time to model right now. Here I am willing to pay for your help, so just tell me who you think it is already. You're a real piece of work, ain't ya? If I wanted money, I would have asked for it. Money disappears whenever you need to eat or drink, but painting lasts forever. That's how she came into power after her husband passed. She measured her stepson after poisoning Interesting. Quite the medley of things to do. Quite the medley of things to use. So after her husband passed or died, I don't know why I did the parentheses, or the quote, these around, passed or died. I'm guessing it was all accidental, right? I also would have had to go 1,000 years before the Edo period and get some monks to take them with me to China to have any hope of painting you when I was alive. Ain't no way I was gonna pass up this chance now. If you ain't gonna let me paint you peacefully, I'll just have to do it, unpeacefully. So you really are determined to paint me in... No. Well, I understand that you would be fascinated by my beauty. I cannot commend you for appreciating it in such a deviant manner. Help me, Master. Did I miss the part where Hokusai said she wanted to paint you like that? I think we all missed that part, Mash. I think we all missed that part, but... Natural causes. So... She loved her husband, didn't want to become locked in a monastery for the rest of her life after he passed. So what was with all the poison, spies, bribery accusations, framing, seducing, and manipulation, then? Oh yeah, there's definitely some gameplay audio delay here. At least on my end. I'm not sure if you guys are getting gameplay audio delay or not, but that's unfortunately just a thing that happens sometimes with FGO. It just happens. Oh, I see. Gotcha. And removed anything else she deemed a threat. Probably quite a lot of threats, I imagine. Probably quite a few threats. Sounds like a fascinating person, though. Oh, so I didn't have to take my... No. Why didn't you say so sooner? In that case, I suppose I can make time for that, as long as you finish it in 5 minutes or so. How's this for a pose? Exiled her own son and his empress, they only came back to rule the country after she became too old. Her biological son... So, hang on. So she married her stepson and banished her biological son, or something else, J6? Would you prefer something like this? You're just moving where you're standing, Wu. Okay. Well, that's good. I already got some pretty good handle on how to paint you, but it sure won't hurt to do it live. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you the legendary paint speed of Ito's one and only Hokusai. Oh, her eyes shifted colors there briefly. It ain't the be-all end-all, but a little of that goes a long way. Mind showing off a little more skin just around the shoulder? How much more can... Okay. You're incorrigible, aren't you? Very well, just this once. I'm worried this painting might end up veering past artistic nudity if we aren't careful. Let's keep an eye on the proceedings until they're over, Senpai. Can we not, Mash? Can we please not? Okay. I feel like I'm getting a somewhat clearer picture. Still a little fuzzy, but somewhat clearer. Paracelsus. What is he doing here? Unless, I mean, I don't think I remember reading anything about Wu having any part in the prototype Grail War, so his inclusion would certainly be odd. We are up against a Seba. That means I can go Morgan Blastin'. Here, let me see that letter again. Well, I can't read the Tang-era Chinese either, but I can tell you it's beautifully written. But the characters that are Chinese only, not Japanese, look like they've been copied rather than written. Meaning that the person who wrote it is not necessarily Chinese. Or from that time period. Whoever wrote this letter was born in Japan, same as me, and knows their way around a calligraphy brush. That's all well and good, but how much help would that be? True, there is a lot of Japanese servants. Don't worry, it looks like Master here's already got an idea of who fits that description. It won't be long before we find him. But watch yourself. Looking at it from a painter's perspective, I'd say this letter was written by someone who's super strict and serious. Pretty sure whoever ain't gonna talk without putting up a fight. She presided over the Tang dynasty and the Wu dynasty. She was the only ruler of the Wu dynasty. The Tang dynasty came back after she left. How successful of an empress was she? I have nothing to say to you. So it isn't that you don't know anything, it's that you won't say anything. Do I have that right? Yagyu. Master, I'm fully aware that you're my current lord. However, I'm bound by another contract. Oh, you don't say. What if it wasn't a request from Master Patu, but a direct order from a noble empress such as myself? Tell us why you wrote this letter. If you were compelled by another to do so, then tell us why they requested it, and who is responsible. Yes, J6 is giving some character history for Wu. If you come clean and tell me everything right now, I'm willing to be lenient on your punishment. That's enough. On my honor as Tajima no Kami, once I've sworn an oath, there's nothing I can do to make me break it. Not even the ruler of a vast country. Excuse me. You have guts, I'll give you that. Very well then, there shall be no holding back. Come, my torturers, and beat the truth out of him. Wait, whoa. From everything I know about Yagyu, he's not the kind of servant to come clean even if you defeat him. Can you please reconsider before? Never mind. Looks like I'm too late. Through manipulation of religion and noble court, she held all the power in China up until she retired. Okay. Was she an effective ruler, though? That's the question. In fact, I'm gonna... It's probably not gonna be the most accurate, but I'm gonna check. She celebrated as divine ruler, but she tricked monks into thinking she was divine sin. Interesting. Oh wow, she lived for a while. 81 years old is her estimated age. That's pretty darn impressive. Especially for back then. Granted, this is, again, Wikipedia, so I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Beep. Let's see. I kind of want to know how she died. Mostly good for the people because of her atrocities and most really addicted to nobles or enemy nations. Okay. She just died of old age. Okay. So she was not assassinated or anything herself. That's good, I guess. Being assassinated would not be good. Ever. Okay, break it up. You're a resilient one, aren't you? Why would you go to such lengths? I'm not trying to kill you. I only want you to tell me who ordered you to write that letter. This is not a matter of benefit, but of honor. I'm not one who rules, but one who serves. As such, I cannot hope to imagine what it must feel like to be an empress of a great country. But I also cannot imagine that you would easily cast away your honor, would you? Well... That said, our master is there with you. If he wishes to make me speak regardless of consequences, there are ways to go about it. I speak, of course, of those powerful charms. Command spells, I believe they are called. If he were to use one, he could compel me to speak. However... No, we aren't like that. We don't use our command spells for weird stuff like that, Yagyu. I'm glad to hear that. That's right, Senpai would never resort to coercing someone like that. Still, I wonder what Yagyu was going to say after, however. He would probably never trust us again if we used command spell. Since he's a samurai, the first place my mind went is, however, I will consequently have no choice but to commit seppuku. Oh, forget it. It seems torturing you would merely be a waste of my time. It isn't that I could not get you to talk, mind you, only that it would be more time and trouble than it's worth. I'm a busy woman, after all. Whether I know exactly who sent this foul missive or not, it doesn't change the fact that I still have other preparations I must make. The penalty for writing such insults about me may be stiff, but I can dole out the necessary punishment just as easily once I return. And as they say, life's greatest pleasures should be savored. Consider yourself lucky, Ghost Rider, who is strangely skilled with the sword. Alright, Master and Mash, let us wash our hands of this man and move on to the next suspect. Come with me. I guess we should do that. I only hope she'll forget about this once she gets back to her room. I don't know if Master is wise or foolish, but in time he will learn he is lacking. And it is through that lack that he will find new paths open to him. Now that I think of it, my old lord was not all that dissimilar. Who goes there? We're being followed. No bloodlust. Seems I'm the only one who provided assistance. I honestly have no idea who it could be, huh? Truly. When Foreigner was the first enemy, I was thinking it might have been Yu, but that was proved to be false. Yeah, let's keep doing Morgan. We'll keep using Morgan. Oh my god. Also, just to show the bond update, Melt is officially below 1 million bond to bond 15. Saberdusa is closing in on bond 7. And Achan is in the beginning stages of bond 8. Slowly getting there. And Morgan's also getting there, because I use her for a lot of rank-up quests. By the way, Mash, it occurs to me that you've been Mash for far too long. I shall give you a new name. Huh? She likes changing people's names. Indeed, I always grow bored of doing the same things, or always saying the same things. A ruler's view doesn't change much from day to day, whether she sits on the throne or remains in the shadows. Of course, one could argue that such stability is the sign of a healthy country, but, as the ruler, it can grow quite tedious and stifling. Yep, bot. Bot, go away. Bot, go away. Bot, go away. That bot was created yesterday. Who was technically the only official empress/ruler of China. There were some empresses, Dowaggers, woman who often mothers the emperor, who held most of the imperial powers. Okay. That's actually a very interesting fact. Very interesting. As a result, I would often change the names of some of the most boring parts of my domain. Eras, ranks, cities, regions. Of course, nowadays, the only names I go around changing are yours. What to do for you, Mash? Got it, I shall call you... Zikai. I have no idea if I've never seen those symbols above... I've never seen that symbol above an eye. Never seen that symbol above an eye. But it's the character for purple, so it fits your color scheme perfectly. I see. So it's like a nickname. Well, I don't know. I don't speak Chinese, J6. If you want to tell me how to pronounce it, then I will try to correct my pronunciations, but I haven't had much experience with things like that, so this is kind of new for me. Thank you. Can I ask what it means? Oh yes, in your language, the word for it is... Oh, whoa, don't be mean. Purple seaweed? She's an eggplant, woo, come on. I don't know if seaweed is yummy or not. Yes, I guess that's true, and it does have a unique ring to it. There, that feels much newer and nicer. By the way, where are we headed now? Didn't you say you had to get ready? Didn't I tell you? I'm doing a bit of headhunting for the proper personnel. What do you mean? The insolent author of that letter was not merely content to wait for the appointed time and place. The letter also said they had placed obstacles along the path. Pure harassment, that is what it is. It said that obstacles would suit a coward frightened of ghosts. That should tell us what to expect. What nonsense, they misunderstand completely. I'm not that least bit afraid of ghosts. Yes, the mere thought sends shivers down my spine, and the idea that none of my torture instruments would hurt them makes me reluctant to go to the laboratory in the middle of the night. But nothing more than that. Yeah, totally. Like, shivers down the spine, reluctant to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. That you're totally not afraid. Fair. Just had a fucking fly buzz onto me. Treat. I'm getting rid of them slowly and steadily, but it's a long process. I see. So that's why you were thinking of asking for help. Indeed, any good ruler must be able to convince others to do her bidding. There can be no empress around who is better than my royal self. In fact, I've already found the perfect person to help. If I'm being completely honest, I've been trying to keep my distance from her for various reasons, but now that I have no alternative, well, here we are. The symbol above the eye is a usually tonal symbol where the pronunciation starts at a higher note, then goes down an octave and ends back to the original, like an arrow going up and down, hence why it looks like a V. Okay. I. So if it was above an A, it would be I or A-A. I don't know which one's the higher tonal note, honestly. But that's essentially what it is. You go from one tone to the other tone. And so, since I must fight ghosts, I require a monk. Come help me, Sanzang. Have we met before? Just as I thought. I cannot help but feel as though I've met you somewhere before, too. Really? Then I guess we actually are acquaintances. Hold on, give me a minute. It's right on the tip of my tongue. God, I guess the fact that I can't seem to remember this shows that I need to train a lot more. Now, I don't blame you for not being able to remember me. I have no memory of ever conversing with you before either. It's most likely we just happened to see you in my palace at one point or another. Did you say palace? Yes, in the city of Chang'an. I trust you're familiar with Emperor Taizong. Of course, he was an emperor of the Tang Dynasty, right? The whole reason I headed to Tianzhu was because he ordered me to. At least, I'm pretty sure it was him. I definitely remember him being thrilled when I told him I brought back the sutras. He was such a nice guy. Taizong was emperor when I first became a concubine. Really, I had no idea you two had that sort of connection. They are from the same time period. Dang. That's a lot. You're gonna have to lock in there, Infinity Lord. Okay, so you're Empress Wu, and you gave birth to Taizong's son, Gaozong. I am, and I did. After I got back, I was so busy copying the sutras that I had no idea what was going on politically, but I do think I at least heard your name before. And now, here we both are in Chaldea. That's amazing. The Buddha must have had a hand in this, too. So you've only heard my name before. Normally I would be furious at such an insult, but I suppose that sort of ignorance is to be expected from a monk so removed from worldly affairs. And I do remember all the monks I used to know who were clued into politics rather than being corrupt. So what can I do for you? Anything I can do for a fellow Tangerine, I'm happy we do. If you want to hear all about my journey or listen to some sutra chanting, I'd be glad to oblige. You certainly have a lot of energy and volume to spare. Okay, so hi and D. So I Zayakai? Maybe? I don't know. Tails or the rest. As in seaweed. That's me. It's my nickname. Anyway, I suppose your sutras might end up coming in handy for this, you see? I see. So you're trying to get somewhere and you need protection from ghosts you expect to pop up along the way. You got it. Well, Sansang, you didn't hesitate at all. Thank you. Hang on. Gaozong. First, can I ask for a favor? See, it's a little different between fighting ghosts than it is monsters. So, could you help me warm up and get my old instincts back first? That'd be a big help. I suppose that's alright. We certainly wouldn't want you to be unable to perform your job after encountering a ghost. Go on then, let me see the vaunted power of the monks for myself. Didn't you say... So, they got it wrong. Ooh. FGO. Translators. It might be the translator's fault, honestly speaking. I don't know. But even still, that speaks to negligence that they did not do their research properly. No. I mean, according to Wikipedia, that is his second wife. Emperor Gaozong of Tang handed over the empire to his second wife, Empress Wu, and her decrees were carried out with greater force of the decrees of Emperor Gaozong. So, according to Wikipedia's entry, according to the Wikipedia entry, Gaozong was indeed her husband. So, yeah, that's weird. It must have been mistranslation. I don't know. It's weird. It might be a translation thing. Let me see. So, spouses is Emperor Gaozong of the Tang. Boop, bop, beep. Can you see her kids? No. Yeah, I misspoke briefly there. So yeah, according to Wikipedia, even Gaozong is husband, not child. So that's weird. Next fight. We have Sunzong with us, but we're not going to use her because we have Morgan Power. Maybe I'm looking on Wikipedia and I don't see any, like, list of children. Alright, we reached to the time and location the letter specified. Am I an ambassador now? That's right. Now you're working with me, you're officially an ambassador. I remember meeting with a group of ambassadors from Japan. They prostrated themselves to me on behalf of their country to request an audience. While ambassadorial visits from Japan began with the Sui dynasty, and Taizong also held audiences with them. At any rate, now do you finally understand how lucky you are to be working for an esteemed empress like myself? Go on, you needn't restrain yourself. If you cannot resist the urge, prostrate yourself before me and sing my praises. Or feel overcome by the urge to serve as my chair, I give you permission to do so. No. Okay, what should I call you anyway? Yep, multiple concubine who aren't considered official. Yep. Empress Wuzhou. Wait, that's your real name, right? Probably wouldn't be proper if I called you that. Zhaoui? I think both of these feel very offensive to say. Like, there is no right answer here. Maybe go for the one that doesn't refer to the fact that she is not an adult right now? Don't be insolent. A noble's name is not to be trifled with. I'm never going to pronounce her last name properly. Or, I'm never going to pronounce the Z part of her name properly. Wu is what I go by now, and so that will suffice. Of course, I also have many other excellent names, such as a Dowager, Empress Regent, Holy Empress. So you may use any of those, as well as if the mood takes you. That's a lot to keep straight. They say the name makes the person, so it seems like having too many variations may be a problem. That's exactly the point. Once you get a better name, you become a better person. Oh yeah, good point. That's a nice way to think about it. Still, I think it'd be easier if I go with the same name everyone else is using, so I'll just go with Wu. Otherwise, I might mess it up and call you by the name of one of the people I met on my journey to the west. I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation, but may I say something? Remember, I will try to remember to remind you. What is it? Well, I was wondering if you were doing okay, as we were going deeper and deeper into this cave where it looks like ghosts could pop out at any moment. Why'd you say that, you fool? I was making idle chit-chat specifically to avoid thinking about that, and you go and bring it to my attention. Oh gosh, you're right, I'm sorry. Now you got me worrying about ghosts all over again. Now that you mention it, it is rather cool and damp in here. It reminds me of a grave. There's no telling when a ghost could show up unannounced. Exactly, Chinese Empress. Neato burrito! There's one right now. Pharaoh Nitocris appearing before you in all my majesty as a goddess of the underworld. Nitocris? So you wrote that letter. Just so we're clear up front, no, I did not. Then why are you here? Well, to be honest, I was hired because of reasons, but don't think that makes me just another hired servant. I'm deadly serious about this, you know. The noble self-restraint. I was moved by their determination to grow in mind, if not in body. But, right, I need to play my part as the Queen of the Dead right now. Empress of the Far East, it is the will of mine own dead that has guided you here. Be warned that my realm will suffer no cowards who fear ghosts pass. You know nothing about me. I'm not afraid. I'm not. She's literally shaking in her boots, though. Yeah, there's nothing to be scared of. I'm right here, and so is the Buddha's protection. And you are. I'm her travel companion. You know, it's a nice change of pace, me accompanying someone else for once. Oh, I should double check. I don't think I can do much about that cute little medjed. But it's okay for me to be harsh with the other kids, right? So you like to fight with your fists, even though you're a caster, huh? You know, that's a good point. Why is Sanzang a caster? She should be a ruler. Everybody knows that ruler is the class that fights with their fists. Like, all the rulers throw hands. So, Sanzang should be a ruler. Well, if you think you're up to it, you're welcome to try. Just don't expect me to make it easy for you. If you try to pet my darling dead with your 1,000-palm slap, I'll just call up another 10,000 spirits for my mirror of darkness. You are serious about trying to stop us, huh? Yes, I am. To be frank, I think Sanzang will have a tough time fighting alone. If you want to get past me, I think the Empress herself might have to pitch in. She may hate dead spirits, but she is possessed of a powerful will. Casting her fears aside and standing tall is the only path forward. Why'd she suddenly start giving us tips? I could see a Summer Sanzang as a ruler. Sort of echo Martha. Can't help but be afraid of ghosts. I'm also familiar with the pain of dead lingering in a place in the palace. Their grievances so numerous they can't even begin to give them voice. After all, I'm the one responsible for their deaths and my ascent to the top. It'd be stranger for there not to be ghosts. I know any grievance powerful enough to take form to kill the living is bound to not look kindly upon me. And yet... Why did I go to such lengths? Because I was right. Why else? It's what I needed to do to create a truly just country under my command. And... one of my subjects is here as well. Whether she realizes it or not, the fact that we were alive in the same time and place makes her my subject. Would a true empress let herself be seen cowering like a little girl in front of one of her subjects? Of course not. Very well, if it is a fight you want, it's a fight you shall get. I'll prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm not afraid of ghosts. Come on, bring on as many as you like. That's spirit, way to go. Then get ready, because here I come. What's so funny? Here goes nothing. My torturers will make any spirit pass on to the next world. You know, when you take a step back, this conversation really seems kind of absurd. Anyway, I think we should help out too, Master. By help out, you mean do everything. And by do everything, you mean have the Morgan engine go burr. Aw, it's a three-way fight? That means I can't just blast it. Dang it! Pardon the honor. Don't know why, but I'm a little bit tired lately. I am admittedly a little bit on a carb deficit right now. Like, just a slight carb deficit. Granted, it's been that way since September when I changed my diet up a little bit, but, you know, it is what it is. It honestly, it helps me fall asleep a lot quicker being on a carb deficit. But then again, just exercising is like being in shape makes me fall asleep a lot. Except for Saturday evening, but I ate like a 9 p.m. dinner, so I had trouble falling asleep that night. I was rolling around in bed until 1:30, and then I decided, you know what, screw this. I went and got me some melatonin to help me sleep, and still took me over half an hour to fall asleep anyways. So, Sunday was not a great day for me. I was operating at, like, close to 5 hours sleep. Hey, Zahak, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Good job, Infinity Lord. Well done. Also, I did not realize there was 5 enemies here. Dang nabbit. Why was I not paying attention? Why? Me no pay attention. Yes, I am aware there is a slight bit of lag, especially as far as the in-game audio that is something I cannot fix without completely quitting the game and loading it back up. But, you know, maybe the game will just coincidentally crash and the game audio will catch up. It happens. It does happen. Nito Burrito. Also, shoot. I don't have the Koyan buffs going. That's unfortunate. Oh, you had internet backlag. Gotcha. Well, I do know that beyond that, like, I pressed this, and the sound just went off. So, yeah, I am having some gameplay lag. Although, I honestly don't know if, you guys are also experiencing gameplay audio lag or not. Yes, talking about Woo. Well, J6 is enlightening me, and possibly others, on the history of Woo, because I am doing Woo. Yeah, I feel like, isn't that fairly common back then, marrying young and such? Complete the boss and see the final boss for a challenge, so being in once will not be enough. You can do it. You do it once, you can do it again. Just go in with that mindset, Infinity Lord. You have, yes. Just bad characterization, or do you feel like they took... Do you feel like they just characterized her badly, or they kind of took some low-hanging fruit with her? Like, I remember you saying why, but I can't remember exactly what you said about her. Oh yeah, butchered the character design too, I'm sure. Oh no, you got me! Your wooden performance didn't give the game away. The smile definitely did. I don't know what you're talking about. By the way, you'll find the one who sent the letter up ahead, but they're pretty much a pushover, so feel free to go ahead and take a victory lap if you want. Nailed it, Nitocris. You did an outstanding job, if I say so myself. What about her summer version? Because that version of her does seem to be a bit more mature. In behavior, at least. Oh, does it? I'm gonna actually look that up, then. So that's it. There aren't any more ghosts, right? Well, that turned out to be nothing worth fearing. Now you know what happens when you dare get in the Imperial Highness's way. Are you okay, Woo? Are you sure your knees aren't still knocking a bit? Of course not. Not even a tiny bit. Now come, our final destination lies ahead. At long last, that impudent slanderer will know justice. Her summer form is late teenage years. Still scared of cats. Is there any, like J6, you would know best, is there any kind of historical precedence that would explain her fear of cats? Like, she kind of just explained why she might be afraid of ghosts. And, you know, that is some pretty fair justification. If you are responsible for a lot of deaths in a world where malevolent grudges can form and create actual spirits, then yeah, you might be a little bit justified in being afraid of ghosts if you're responsible for killing who knows how many people. Final arrow of Woo's Interlude. Boop. And bop. Let's see. So I got her Type Moon Wiki page up. Let me see if I can't find... Who's that? Is that Benny Enma? What's going on? No, that's Woo herself, isn't it? Now I see what's going on here. No need to spell out for me. No mash and soul. I'm aware it's time to put my own affairs in order. Come, we'll talk more once this is taken care of. Due to some court official getting pissed, told her that she'll be reincarnated as a mouse and he'll become a cat to eat her. Oh. Interesting. That's interesting. Bit weird, but interesting. Do-da-dee. So many cards here. Also, on the Type Moon page for Woo's entry, it's a lot more detailed on various things, so The sole ruling empress in China's history. Initially, she was a consort of the second emperor, Taizong of Tang. Although she was only one of many, she met Taizong's son, Gaozong, and became his concubine after Taizong's death, and eventually she gave birth to Gaozong's child, but that small life's flame was extinguished at infancy. So... she may not... So... she had a child and lost a child. That's actually kind of tragic. I mean, that's always tragic, but... gives me somewhat Cha-Cha vibes there. Oh yeah, Epic of Remnant chapter. Oh, let me... yeah, that was a bit weird. But yeah, it does look like in Epic of Remnant, Agartha, they did put a adult Wu in, so I'm gonna put that in the group chat, or not the group chat. Okay, can you copy what I actually want you to copy? Refresh this page. Control C and Control V. Come on, there we go. I feel like a lot of my computers are running slowly because one of the assignments I had to do is like a database on your computer. So I'm pretty sure I quit all instances of that database running because we were warned that if you do not exit it properly, you will just have a database running in the background of your computer constantly, and that can be a massive sink for data. So hopefully I closed everything properly. What's going on here? A strange medicine bottle just dropped from that shadowy version of yourself we just defeated. Just as I thought, I know exactly what to do with it. Wait, Wu, are you going to drink that? Are you sure that's a good idea? There shouldn't be any problem with that. Paracelsus? My apologies, I took the liberty of following you here. It's not part of my contract, but as the one who made that elixir, I felt it only right to see it through to the end. Will drinking this do what I expect, Doctor? Yes, it will restore the memories erased by drinking the potion of forgetfulness. I knew it. Very well, then. You sure that's a good idea? Of course I'm sure. For that matter, I already remember everything anyway. I'm the one who sent that letter. You don't recognize your own handwriting. That's, certainly something. Naturally, I would recognize my own handwriting, so I employed someone else to write it for me. Okay, that explains that. And even asked the Egyptian queen to help out as a villain. Then, once all the preparations were complete, I had the doctor there prepare both a potion to erase my memories and an antidote, and down the former. That's right, I created an elixir to erase your memories with pinpoint accuracy, and an elixir to restore them. Entirely at her request. But why? She have big brain. Well, I suppose because I thought it was long past time I faced my weakness and overcame it. Oh, you mean your fear of ghosts? That explains why the Egyptian queen seemed so happy about losing. She does seem like she'd be enamored with the idea of a king training to be a better king. Then you know me, I'm all about training, so I think that's great. Congrats. Stop that, I didn't do this so you could praise me. I did all this on a whim, a passing flight of fancy on my part. You should be honored by the opportunity to join me on this adventure. I certainly will not be apologizing for dragging you along. No problem at all. I see. Well, there's no denying that this slight improvement has made me completely perfect Empress in every way. No doubt this will be an historical event that you shall remember and recount for the rest of your... Sounds like something's falling. Foe! I can't. Oh, what are you doing here? She also told me that ghosts alone would not suffice, so she planned to lure him here with the promise of ultra-premium pet food. She must have set up a pitfall on the upper layer. Although, given her extreme shock, it would seem the memory restoration elixir was imperfect, or perhaps she simply forgot about it. Whatever the case, it would appear she didn't have the sufficient mental fortitude to remain to face foe. Think she'll be okay? I'm sure she's fine. Also, I thought of it, but it does indeed look like Wu was one of the servants that the Chinese servers essentially nuked everything for. Nice, dark, and damp. Thoroughly damp, spacious while still feeling claustrophobic. It's just like being back in Kerr. This should be perfect for helping the Galoo spirits stay in shape. Now then, as the Queen of Kerr, I suppose I'd better whip them and initiate myself for the time being, or they'll start to slag off something. More ghosts! Oh, poor Wu. Even her name. That sounded like it was Wu screaming somewhere way off. Huh, I know she's still working in cast, but I thought she's okay with ghosts now. I imagine her earlier resilience was like the result of endorphins being produced in response to her extreme situation, which is to say, temporary. Unfortunately, one's fears are not so easily overcome. Well, I guess we can go look for her then. We can't go back without her, after all. Oh, then why don't you and Sol go back now and let me take care of her? Finding lost children is what we monks were made for, you know, besides the whole sutra thing. Thanks, Sanzong. No problem. I don't think it was because her character design was bad. I think it's just, I think they nuked any Chinese servant that did not go with their government's views. Which, given the room... No, I'm fine with this. Considering their leader banned Winnie the Pooh because he was being compared to Winnie the Pooh, I think that says a lot. We finally made it back. Why did King Darius have his undead Athanaton warrior brawl in that cave today of all days? I even saw the giant wolf and headless man taking a nap there and the creepy old mountain man in the corner. Why today I didn't hire any of them? Must have been the Buddha's guidance. I think he's got a thing for piling on extra trials like that. I didn't ask him for help either. By the way, on a different subject. Now that it's just the two of us, there is something I'd like to ask you, Sanzong. What's up? What did you think of my Tang dynasty while you were alive? I know it was officially Gao Zong's dynasty, but that was merely a technicality. Even if you were solely focused on the sutras you brought back from the West, surely you must have heard something in the way of rumors. I really didn't hear much more than rumors, but I think I heard you did some terrible things to people. So as a servant of the Buddha, let me be clear. One should never be cruel or unkind to others, for everything you do to them will be visited upon you. That said, sometimes we try to do the right thing and it still ends up turning out badly. We are only human, you know. Honestly, I'm not one to talk since I'm still in training and make a lot of mistakes myself. I can't be sure that what I do isn't making trouble for others, or isn't what others would consider to be bad. I still have so much training left to do. I believe what I did was right. I believed it was the only way to create a proper, just nation. Yeah, I feel like just based on everything you've said, J6, I definitely believe that Wu might be someone who suffered the road to hell. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, or the ends justify the means, that kind of stuff. I definitely think, like, based on everything you've said about Wu and everything I've read, she may be one of those kinds of people. That's why I did it. That much is absolutely true. I'm even willing to swear it to the Buddha. Okay, in that case, I don't think I need to say anything more, because I can't give you the answer you really want me to. I'm a disciple of Buddha first and a citizen of the Tang second. As they say, only Buddha knows for sure. That's all I wanted to hear. In response to that meaningless throwaway question, it was inconsequential. I expect nothing from it. Yeah, well good. Well, it works out then. So I say this. Seeing you come all this way, thinking this much about who you are and who you want to be. I think that's really amazing. We're all just lost children doing our best to find our way forward. As long as you keep training like that, I think it'll be just fine. Oh, and don't worry. If it looks like you're about to go down a dark path, I'll be there to pound the Buddha's proper teachings into you with all my heart and soul. Good grief, you enlightened monks are more trouble than I realize. I prefer the more corrupt ones. I do not know who that is. I'm going to look him up, though. Gate, Paragate, Parasmagate, Bodavis. I'm not even going to try anymore. But that is Woo Interlude complete. Oh yeah, I can see what you're talking about. I can see. Two quartz is our reward, and another interlude has been unlocked. Well, no, it's not, Janice. It looks like it is, it looks like it is more woo time. It's a woo type of day. Woo! And let's just keep going with the Morgan train. So Zhang Zemin is 5th president, most known to behave opposite of what most people at the CCP believe. Interesting. Maybe it kind of depends how much API I've got left. Oh, when did the palace start allowing any old mongrel off the streets inside? I did see that. Someone must have felt sorry for her. Just look at that mane of bristles she calls hair. I only hope her stink doesn't rub off on us. I heard she's from the Bing province of all places. I can smell the dirt on her all the way over here. I'll have to have someone sweep up after her to make sure she doesn't leave any yellow sand on the floor. It doesn't matter how ostentatiously she dresses up, she'll always be a peasant at heart. You know what they say, you can't make silk purse out of a sow's ear. She doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning the Emperor's favor. Ho 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 ho! Ha 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 ha! Dreams of the past. Good morning to Woo. You're in a good mood, Your Imperial Majesty. But of course. After all, a dynamic emperor needs an energetic, and a dynamic empire needs an energetic empress. Blech. Indeed, energy is absolutely crucial. If you like, I could run around this room right now to show you just how energetic I am. Of course, it would be an imperial crisis if my noble feet were to get tired, so it would have to be you doing the running. Don't think that's how it works. But I'm gracious enough to let you choose whether you will carry me via shoulder ride or piggyback. Isn't that this? Oh no, shoulder ride. Okay, I was about to say, isn't that the same thing? But no, shoulder ride is sitting on the shoulders. Okay. I didn't notice a pause. At any rate, it's time we got down to business. Are you ready to leave? Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll go get the necromancers. No, don't call for them. That's not to say I wouldn't find their presence all perturbing, but do not call for them nonetheless. I feel like sitting on the shoulders is a more recent thing, honestly, because I do not recall ever seeing anybody sit on somebody's shoulders or parents having kids on their shoulders. I don't recall that too much. It was always piggyback rides. Always piggyback rides. As you know, I once came up with a plan to overcome the closest thing I had to something resembling a weakness. Naturally, it succeeded brilliantly. Any fears I may or may not have once had are now completely gone. Hey, I see that out in your eyes. I'm telling you, my fears are well and truly conquered. Which is why today we will be taking us next step in the plan. Last time we overcame my few weaknesses, today we'll be improving my myriad strengths. Worry not, this will not be nearly the ordeal that last time was. We will simply be doing what is necessary to improve upon what I already possess. It'll be like reviewing for a test or exercising to stay in shape. While I'm not usually in the habit of borrowing words from Sun Zong, I believe we could call this training. I'd be glad to help. Good, good. I knew you had some sense. That is a must if you're going to rule this land alongside me. Sorry, he's such a pushover. If I just invite him, so what do I? Hey, we're not a pushover. We just are very amicable to our servants' desires. No, never mind. Now, then, I already know which strength of mine we're going to improve first. Speak, of course, of the elements that is synonymous with me and that is forever tied to my name. Beauty. Beauty. Indeed, now, I know what you're thinking. How could I possibly need to be more beautiful than I already am? I understand your confusion, but there can be no limit to the pursuit of beauty. I myself would be willing to consume all creation in it if it would improve my complexion. Okay, I'm definitely getting... Maybe it's because I've got Pokemon on the brain, specifically the Kalos region, given that that's where we're going to be going back to with Legend Za, but I can't help but think of Team Flare. How they were willing to destroy the whole world in the name of beauty. Beat the boss for your second time. Very time was very close. Nicely done, Infinity Lord. Nicely done. And since men are helpless in the face of beauty, one could say that men are also driven to pursue it endlessly. And so beauty is an essential trait for any empress. Though I, of course, have plenty to spare now, I could always stand to have more. The more, the better, in fact. That is the essence of beauty. Now let us be on our way. I already have a teacher in mind to help me with my beauty training. How would you train that? I mean, this legitimately could just be, you know, one of FGO Woo's cuckoo things, but... Is it something that can be It is I, Cleopatra. You know, Cleopatra does have drip. I do like Cleopatra's look. She's not a waifu because she belongs to Caesar, but still. How nice of you to simply drop in without an appointment. Oops, I responded in my public official mode, purely by reflex. Oh, never mind that for now. But is it Master and the Chinese Empress? I never thought I'd receive a visit from both of you at once. Hope you don't mind. But thanks to my frighteningly sharp intellect, I guess you can see exactly why you're here. You came to ask about my beauty secrets, didn't you? What's with the modern villain group's weird motivation in your day, Pokemon trafficking, trying to conquer space and time? I mean, X and Y is like 2 generations removed from conquering space and time, to be fair. Like, we go from, so, Mafia, then I can't say the T word. Eco people, then space and time control, then Pokemon rights activists, technically, on the surface, I guess. I don't really know Black and White. I think Black and White 2 is just conquer, so that's a return to form. And then it's destroy the whole world to keep things beautiful. I think that's pretty extreme, to be fair. Like, destroy the whole world. Then we start getting into the point where there's 2 evil teams, or at least morally ambiguous, with one of them being a bunch of hoodlums, and the other one being led by a woman who's obsessed with, you know, creatures from beyond the normal world. So that's a little weird, I'd say. But then there's also the 3rd evil team, which is essentially multiversal domination. Can't forget multiversal domination of Team Rainbow Rocket. And then, let's see, after them, it was Fanboys and Stopping an Energy Crisis. And most recently, it was Bullied Kids. Yeah, they've been getting a lot more not weird moral obligation stuff. I'm hoping Legends Za is different. I'm hoping Legends Za has some proper antagonists. Why, yes I did. No wonder you once ruled over all of ancient Egypt. It seems wisdom truly is a trait shared by all empresses. As a matter of fact, I just happened to finish a beauty training session right before you called. It is not hard to believe that, then, that my even stronger than usual Biora leaked out of my room and enticed one seeking to improve her own beauty. Biora. What do you mean? Surely you've seen it when I fight, haven't you? Especially when enemies are falling left and right in the face of the Pharaoh fighting style's sheer beauty. Though I suppose I might not have heard the term Biora before, since I coined it by combining beauty and aura. So she was aura farming, got it. You may be surprised to know I train, but beauty is something that must be constantly refined. It's not enough to simply be born with it, you also need to work for it. The moment you begin to rest on your laurels is the moment your beauty begins to fade away. Every woman understands that, especially noble women who use beauty as a weapon. Well put, I could not have said it better myself. The more I look at you, the more I see your beauty as the genuine article, and Empress does indeed embody the truth of beauty better than anyone. Indeed, and since we're both Empresses, there is no one better suited than you to aid in my beauty level up plan. For the time being, I shall simply call you the Beautiful Snake. Is that a nickname? I'm not sure how to feel about that. The only nickname I'm accustomed to is when Lord Caesar pulled me into his arms and called me his little... Okay. Dang it, the gnat survived the squish. I was so distracted by, Caesar pulling out that kind of line. Like, damn. Are we sure Caesar is not the one aura farming? He's rizzing her, as they say. He does have the charisma skill, actually. Caesar does have the charisma skill, so I can see it. Still, Little Snake isn't bad. There's something elegant about it. Very well, I'll allow you to call me by that name. Perhaps I'll even call you Nightbright in exchange. I'm guessing we're working up a sweat from the towel and drink. Oh, I guess you haven't heard about the cutting-edge training system I designed and master. Da Vinci set it up for me and she finished making it just the other day. This system makes it easy to stay fit and beautiful. It's so much fun it feels like playing a video game. It's still currently in the testing phase, but I'm considering manufacturing and selling it out on the open market if it goes well. Interesting, you use that large screen up on the wall. That's right, if you wish to refine your beauty like I do mine, then I strongly encourage you to give it a try. Okay, Nightbright, would you mind standing in front of the monitor? Very well. So she's fine with that nickname, interestingly enough. Now what? Once you begin the game, you'll see beautiful things popping up on the screen one after another. All you need to do is match their beautiful poses. Here it'll be much faster and easier if you just see it for yourself. Are you ready? Then here we go. Did she make Dance Dance Revolution, but for beauty poses? Yes. I mean, I guess. What? I see you're so impressed you're completely at a loss for words. Indeed, this beauty training regimen is nothing short of perfection. This is the video game that can help anyone become beautiful simply by posing in time with the screen. The Pharaoh fit. I see, forgive me, I was a bit taken aback. I never knew something like this was even possible. So you're saying I simply need to match your figure on the screen. And that merely by contorting my body like a shrimp, showing up my back, closing one eye and smiling. I can become more beautiful than I already am? I can see by the sheer confidence you radiate, the answer is yes. I see. We Empresses may be fickle, but we are certainly not liars. Very well then, it seems this is exactly the exercise regimen I've been looking for. From one Empress to another, I salute you. I'm not surprised, since there is no disputing that my program is perfect, but I'm glad to see you understand nonetheless. I commend you for your keen eye. Ho 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 ho. They're heading off well. They're laughing like one-piece pirates. You know, when I showed it to Lord Caesar in the hope that he would use it to slim down a bit, he told me... Yes, I understand the gist, but since subliminal advertising is prohibited by law, I'm afraid this will never do. Then he just left, bemoaning what a tragic shame it was that his respect for the law prevented him from using it. And here I thought he would be thrilled with the idea of an exercise game that runs at 60 Cleopatras per second. Please for a second. It's going good. I'm in the beginning stages of the Zoe arc still. Still in the beginning stages. They arrived at the village. I guess there truly is more to success than simply building a fabulous product. Men who are able to truly appreciate the effort that goes into real beauty are far and few between. Never mind that they're the ones who most demand it. There were scant few exceptions to be found even in all of China. The sooner you accept that is simply how men are, the happier you will be. At any rate, now that I understand how this regimen works, I think I'll begin my training right away. Oh yes, make sure you keep your eyes on me, Master. I want you to witness me growing more beautiful with every passing moment yourself. Good luck! I almost forgot to mention, the game tracks your score, so I recommend you try to beat your own personal best as you go. You'll score extra points if you pose at just the right time. Excuse me. I doubt you reach my high score since you lack the divine protection of Isis, but I'm willing to give you hints as needed. Alright, let the Pharaoh Beauty regimen begin. This is a long one. Why is there a Medjed? What was that thing? How rude, I'll have you know that thing was the beautiful Medjed. Kinda mean to spring on players out of nowhere. What I mean is, what am I supposed to do when it shows up? You truly need to ask? Your body should know how to do instinctively in the face of such divine beauty. That said, I suppose I can't blame you for your ignorance, as our cultures are quite different. Medjed is a bonus character. You can get lots of points when it shows up by kneeling and praying at just the right time. How was I supposed to know that? I suppose that might not have been the most user-friendly feature. Very well then, I'll support you from the side for a bit. Though of course, you will remain the star of this show. Alright, I'm going to unpause it now. After this, we won't be pausing again until the program runs its course. Now get ready to face an army of beautiful me's. Army of Cleopatra. This is certainly a training regimen, isn't it? 5 enemies. I'm glad I checked that before I just fired off NP. Morgan can nuke this one. I doubt it, but maybe. Oh! We got the nuke done! Okay. Now we should be fine to NP Blast. So long as the next wave does not have multiple enemies, we have take off. Ooh, neck crack. Alright, so after this, we're probably gonna be done. Oh, stretch. I'm hurting a little bit. I don't know why, but when I was doing my exercise earlier today and doing my jumping jacks, like, this area started to hurt about at the 60 jacks mark. It's weird. Really weird. Bonus character, Medjed. Holy, that's a tough Medjed. Yeah, I do 2 sets of 100 jumping jacks. Overly complicated, select bar can only be even a specific way on a random day of the week. Ah, you're talking JoJo. I was a little bit confused as to what the heck you were talking about there for a moment, or J6, but I had to see that you were replying, so. But yeah, I do 2 sets of 100 jumping jacks during my exercises. Exercise starts off first thing in the morning, right after I wake up. I go to the bathroom. I don't stop to eat breakfast. I instead get on the treadmill and go a mile at 6 miles per hour. Then I eat breakfast, rest for a few hours. I do stretch before getting on the treadmill, and as well as cooling down. Stretch or rest for a few hours. Then I start my final set, where I do more stretching. Then lead off with 100 jumping jacks. Then 3 sets of 15 knee push-ups. Then I come downstairs and I do 4 sets of 15 squats. And then I do 50 decline sit-ups, 150 normal sit-ups, 2 sets of 100 crunches. Then I go back upstairs and I do 70 leg lifts. Then I do 4 sets of 10 dumbbell presses. Then I stretch and do another 100 jumping jacks. Oh, I forgot. I do 2 sets of 1-minute planks. And then I do another 100 jumping jacks. And then I do 5 sets of 15 curls with each arm. No. I don't break limbs. Thank goodness I've never experienced a broken limb before. But breakfast is one of the 2 meals I eat in a day. Because I don't eat lunch. I eat breakfast and dinner. But, 100 isn't... It's honestly not much. This is the first time I started to feel any kind of pain. This is the first time I felt any pain doing the jumping jacks, and I've been doing the jumping jacks since May. So, I don't know. I might have sprained something. I might have just slept on it wrong. I don't know. That's it. Keep it up. Done, done, and done. Smile. Hold head high. Use the next finger to lift a man's chin. Very good. I can almost see the imaginary vassal gazing lovingly up at you now. Put my foot on the kneeling man's head again and again and kick. And finally I wrap him up in the rug. That was perfect. I've just seen the birth of a true beauty before my eyes. Yes, of course you have. It takes me an hour. Like, okay, so initially I spaced it out over the course of 3 hours. But now, if I push through it all, I can get it done in less than 1 hour. So, my stamina has gone up tons. I was not Empress of all of China for nothing. This sort of exercise is trivial. Got some water. How considerate of you. Good work. Well, do I look any different to you now that I've completed her beauty regimen? Sure, why not? You might be more beautiful now. That's fair, J6. I mean, to each their own. I don't have those kinds of deadlines right now. Not yet. I am worried about when I do start having deadlines, but that's a bridge I'll cross when I come to it. I see, I see. Now that I expected it to be otherwise, it does indeed look like this program really works. Unfortunately, I haven't found many other players to test it yet, so I'm afraid it might be too difficult to complete without an Empress's powerful will. Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem. This is something for the customer to worry about, not the seller. Just put all of it in the fine print in the manual and you'll be all set. When did you get here? I heard you were working on a new product. Just had to come see for myself. If you decide to sell this product at scale, I hope you'll consider signing an exclusive contract with our association. It'd be a terrible shame to have a good product fail just because its creator doesn't understand how to market it. Fortunately, we can handle this side of things and then some. For the TV ad, I'm thinking we get you and Prince of Lunling together so we can cast our net as wide as possible. They seem quite preoccupied over there. Well, I've done what I came here to do, so let's move on to our next task and leave them to it. Until next time, excellent work today. I shall have one of my torturers bring you a reward later. Give me a fair reward? How dare you? That'd be the height of insolence. I'll excuse you this one time so long as you come to visit me again. Perhaps we could do tea next time. Very well then, tea it shall be. I'll bring the dim sum. Very well, one last thing before I go. I'm an excellent judge of character. And I believe you would do well to have your husband look over that contract before you sign anything. Ha! True. Caesar would definitely pick out any kind of scummy clauses in a contract. Caesar would be able to do that. That's arrow 1 done. Now on to arrow 2. Yep, this is probably going to be the last one because I'm going to only have around 18 and I'm not going to wait around. So, final arrow of the day. Again, get the Koyon and we roll. The lawyer of lawyers. Alright, let's discuss our next task. Now that I've refined my outer beauty, the next step is to refine my inner beauty. Speak, of course, of intellect. A woo-tastic day. Seems to be so, Janice. Seems to be so. As an empress, the very pinnacle of the upper layer, I naturally possess a wealth of cultural skills fit for high society. Those are what I will be refining next. That certainly applies to the 4 traditional Chinese skills of a noble, namely stringed instruments, strategical thinking, calligraphy, and painting. But as a woman of culture, I intend to improve my skills in all the finer arts. Once again, I already know who will ask to be my instructor. Come. Who's it gonna be? Nothing quite like the scent of ink. I've always enjoyed seeing it flow forth in graceful rivers from a brush. Is it gonna be Murasaki? Yes! Oh gosh. Are you sure I'm really qualified to teach calligraphy to the Empress of the Tang Dynasty? Much of Japan's writing system was borrowed from China to begin with. If anything, I feel like I should be the one asking for instructions. Oh, no doubt. I've seen people do it, and I would not be able to pull it off. It would take so long to learn calligraphy properly. You'll be a great teacher, Murasaki. Thank you, Master. Hearing that from you makes me feel a little better. Be careful not to slouch. Proper calligraphy comes from proper posture. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. I commend Master's initiative in asking you to take this calligraphy class along with me. But remember, I'm the star of the show. Don't spend all your time looking over his work. Here, Murasaki, I've finished writing the sutra you assigned me. Go on, then. Correct it. Alright, let's take a look. This is excellent. What? Yes, I'm a great and august writer, so I can understand why you'd be so awed in the face of my immense glory. But I specifically chose you as my teacher because I recognize your talent surpasses mine in that regard. I've always said that I'm an excellent judge of character. You didn't wish to be a liar of me, do you? This is a classroom. There's no need for flattery or formalities here. All you need to do is instruct me like any other student. I see. Set aside the difference in our stations. This reminds me, there was once a foolish man by the name of Li Jingyi who tried to lead a rebellion against me. He spread essays denouncing me to all my imperial city. They were written extraordinarily well. Indeed, his writing was so breathtaking as to make him seem like the second coming of the great Luo Binwang. I even remembered unwittingly shouting at my retainers for letting such an immense talent go unnoticed all at the time. Gave credit where it's due, even to your enemies. Interesting. Apologize for my rudeness, Lady Wu. Though it's still hard for me to believe, I understand very well now that you hold my skills in high esteem. So I'll do my best, such as it is, to live up to your expectations. I see now that it can be rude to be too deferential, so once again, I apologize for my behavior. That's quite alright. The important thing is that you know better now. Alright then, for what it's worth, I shall do my best to correct your sutra now. Let's see, this should be a little more like this, and this is probably better if... I see. Now, as for this part, it looks like it's substantially different from the source text. That's a little something on my own that I added in. What does it say? Well, in the middle of the verse that was carefully crafted to explain the teachings of Buddhism, it shifts suddenly to say, the Empress is as important as the Buddha and should be respected accordingly. Oops, bad habit of mine. Bad habit, huh? It all goes back to when I was talking to one of the Emperor's advisor monks before I became Empress myself. He said I lacked the foundation I needed to be Empress, and that I would never be able to assuage the people's concerns if I was to remain as I was. That was when we turned our eyes towards a certain set of sutras which detailed a beautiful woman's rise to power. He then suggested that I become that woman myself, or rather, I become something akin to... Maitreya? I thought this was a brilliant new interpretation of his part, so I quickly agreed. But as I had him write down sutra's contents, I started to believe that interpretation myself. And soon the sutras we created had spread far and wide, thus securing both positions for both of us. Good lord, my tongue is getting tangled here. And that has left me in the habit of unconsciously making myself a character in the sutras I copy. Refers to the future Buddha in Buddhist tradition. Interesting. So that about sums it up. I see. I suppose that doesn't have anything to do with calligraphy, so I'll try not to pay it any mind. That reminds me, I assume you're well acquainted with Chinese history and philosophy books, yes? I'd like you to instruct me in those as well once we're done with calligraphy. I mean, yes, I've certainly read such books before, but that doesn't mean I have any business teaching them to the Empress of the Tang Dynasty. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but what is it that harp I've been hearing? Tristan! How delightful. I dove in here like a white swan to the pond because I was told my prowess of poetry was needed. Only to find a woman beautiful enough to make even Sir Lancelot's eyes sparkle in here whispering. It's a bit noisy, but what a beautiful tone. Right before she blushes in embarrassment. It seems like fortunes have smiled upon me this year. So you're the one who's been making that sound. Oh, Despacito. No. No, I think you're making a mistake here, man. You're making noise in the library. Don't you know you're supposed to be quiet in libraries so as to not bother other readers? And I never said anything of the sort. Oh my, then did I imagine it all? Who called you here? We know who called him here. That'd be me, of course. Right, I nearly forgot. Did you not hear me say I wish to improve all my high society skills? Poetry is the next item on my list. And not only poetry, any good member of high society should also know how to play an instrument. I still remember how desperately I played so that the Emperor would hear me back when I first joined the Inner Palace. Wu popularized Buddhism. Previously, Confucianism was the main religion. In China, granted, the commoners practiced stuff like Taoism. Interesting. Enough reminiscing. I'll be ready for you shortly, musician. I merely need to finish my calligraphy training first. That said, if you have nothing to do right now, perhaps you would play us a song or two? I could use this chance to fine-tune my pitch before I begin my musical studies in earnest. Oh, then I suppose I shall be a fixture in the library for the day. So be it. I shall be the bird who gives your eyes something pleasing to gaze upon, once you and your beautiful teacher have exhausted them. My trilling could also serve as a background music for your reading. Very well then, just leave it to me. When you read a sad scene, I shall play a sorrowful requiem. When you read a thrilling action scene, I shall play for you some rock music that shall truly have your pulse pounding. And in scenes with sweet nothings being whispered, I will serenade you with sweet whispers of my own. I just told you libraries are supposed to be quiet. There will be no playing of the harp here. Listen to me, a library is meant to be a solemn paradise where readers can escape the din of the outside world. If readers are to fully immerse themselves in the worlds written on the many pages contained herein, the library must be a place where only sounds heard are those of rustling page. Uh-oh. Nobu! Where goes the music, so goes the Demon King of the Sixth Heaven. That's right, it's Nobu time, baby. Heard someone say rock music, so Caldea's next music festival must be taking place right here. Yeah. Huh, I didn't even know we had a big underground room like this. It's dark and gloomy, but also full of hopes and dreams. It's the perfect place for a concert hall. All the more reason I can't sit this one out. Underground or not, my rock and roll is gonna set this place on fire. No fire in the library! Now who's the noisy one? I didn't invite you here. Still rock and roll, huh? Perhaps it'll be worthwhile for me to learn this new kind of music as well. Well, that's what I'd like to hear. Of course, since rock is all about spirit, just deciding to play makes you a master. That said, guitar's a lot harder to play than it looks, especially the damn F chord. People like this will be when you want to hit someone sometimes. Yeah, fair enough, J6, fair enough. If you think you can pick it up like that, you're welcome to try, cha-cha looking girl. She and I are nothing alike. Our speech patterns and heights are just a bit similar, that's all. Yeah, I compared Cha-Cha to Wu as well. So I do wonder if we're going to eventually get a more grown-up Cha-Cha. Because we did see her mature side in that one Goda event. No library should ever abide chaos. Order is essential for both reading and writing. I'm Caldea's librarian, so it falls on me to remedy this disturbance. There will be silence here, one way or another. Look out, Wu! Eyes are feeling a little dry for some reason. I think it's because I'm tired. Stupid low carb deficit. Make me so tired. Did the boss 3 times. Now, you're literally one shot, did a risky move, boss was about to hit with a move. Nicely done, Infinity Lord. I mean, 3rd time, I think it's safe to say you could probably take him on legit. She mainly used Confucianism, or Buddhism, to legitimize rule. Yep, I do recall you saying that. It is interesting, though. Very interesting. Also, I totally should have used the Koyan's second skills on Morgan to give her anti-human traits. I probably would have gotten this done in 1 NP if I had done that, but I guess I'm gonna have to do it another way. Okay, yep. Alright, and let's see. Skill 1. Yes. Skill 2. Yes. Skill 1. Yes. Skill 2. Yes. And then boop. And then NP. We got a Brave Chain. Okay, just watch the NP. Yes, Roadless Camelot. Yes. There we go. Alright, there we go. Got it done on the second wave. And now we tap skip through. And alright. Straight out. So there's a little bit more story after the fight. Okay. More people showed up. Who else showed up? I only fought 3. What better way to say, hey, this woman is worthy of ruling the country despite being patriarchal and saying it's divine will? Fair enough. I mean, that is an excellent way. Better than pulling a sword from a stone, some would say. Yes, I've read a mention. I also summoned Hokusai to instruct me in painting and Zhu Liang to instruct me in strategy. Now that I think about it, perhaps there was no real need to gather them all in one place. At any rate, getting kicked out of the library didn't stop me from completing all my classes outside it. I think I would learn to play both the harp and the guitar. Sometimes I impress even myself. I suppose I'll need to prepare a reward for that noisy skull woman, too. Her teaching style, such as it was, may have amounted to little more than shouting harder, faster, more rockin', but I appreciate her enthusiasm nonetheless. At any rate, this should take care of my cultural refinement quite nicely. Putting aside the fact that servants are already summoned in the prime of their lives to begin with. Not always. I dare say I'm more beautiful and knowledgeable now than I ever was before. And even if I were to return to the inner palace as I am now... Doesn't matter how much you polish yourself with a joke, you to never receive an invitation from the Emperor. You'll never be anything more than a country bumpkin. Nobody is on your side, nobody will help you. You should just give up now before you embarrass yourself even more. I won't give up. I'll never give up. As long as I keep working hard, I'm sure that... Oh. You okay, Woo? I'm fine. I'm just a bit tired. Just let me rest like this for a while. Well, I never said to give me a piggyback ride. A reward for your efforts? I see. Well, I do appreciate your devotion, and as Empress it should be not so uncouth as to not reward it. Very well, you may carry me if you wish. My next destination. I'm done with training. Just take me home. Thought you'd be working on your poison next. Maybe next time. If I do any such training, it would be without you around. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not all ashamed. Poison and torture are necessary for the way I rule my empire. I am proud to include them among my tools. Simply don't feel working on them now is all. Of course, I am well aware that you would not enjoy seeing me deploy them. That's why I didn't include them in this recent batch of self-improvement. What would be the point in improving something that only makes you uncomfortable? What I need is... Does it know when to give up? I don't know whether to shed a tear in admiration or pity. Ho ho ho. Can't believe she keeps choosing that over trying to curry favor with us, or even some other authority. What an idiot. The fact that she really believes the Emperor will notice her as long as she tries hard enough just goes to show what a child she is. You're wrong. You have to be wrong. Shut up, you silk-draped vixens. I don't want to hear it. This is the Emperor of all of China we're talking about. He won't fail to notice a star that truly shines bright. That's why the inner palace exists to begin with. And for that very reason, the women who come to reside here should always focus on polishing themselves until they glow. It might take a long time. It might not be an easy path. But improvement in all aspects the Emperor likes. Beauty, intellect, calligraphy, music. Until I shine so brightly that he can't help but invite me to his inner circle. It is the only way I'll ever make my dream of becoming Empress true. I know this is the way. I have no doubts or hesitations in that regard. Hesitation is defeat. That's right. As my master, I want you to think highly of me. I thought I needed to refine that aspects of me that would make you proud to be seen walking beside me. Otherwise, there's a chance you might just... What did I just say? I was completely spacing out. You were just talking in your sleep. I see. That's right. It's my own fault for being tired and getting sleepy. It's the fault of your rocking for being so comfortable. And it is your fault for being so dense. So yes, I was merely talking in my sleep. Many different people here, just like in the inner palace, people who are waiting for you to talk to them. I'm sure that number will only continue to grow in the future, but... I have no doubts. No second thoughts. Even so, it still crosses my mind every now and then. Working so hard all by myself, waiting for the future I dream of without anyone helping me. I can't help but find it a little. I want you to call me more often. I want you to pay more attention to me. It's not every day you have someone as great as me join you, after all. Not being called makes me feel lonely. Aw. I won't let you feel lonely, I promise. I might call on you every now and then. Is that so? Why would you? What a relief. Though now, for some completely unrelated reason, I found myself feeling excited. Go on then, speed up. Run like the wind. Surely the honor of carrying me on your back is enough to propel you to run 1,000 kilometers with a spring in your step, no? Keep running. I wonder who's faster, you or Red Hair? Red Hair. Did someone call Red Hair? I am Lubu, but maybe I could still help. If this is one of those events where they hand out carrots for rewards, I would be willing to run at top speed. Shall we have a race? I'm out. Don't give up now. It's all about how hard you work. That is the only way you'll ever get what you want. Alright. And that... Still not the interlude done. Good gracious. On to the treasure chest field. Good night, Miss Hardworking Empress. Right here, this came out after LB3. True. Yeah, the red hair bit aside, that was a very nice heartwarming end. And her NP gets a rank up. She now removes buffs with her NP and increased damage being dealt. Alright. So, I think I'm going to claim my weekly mission stuff first. What do I still have as far as weeklies go? 15 enemies, that's easy enough, but I think we need to give a level up out. What are we looking at here? We need to take out foes as well as embers. Down to the bottom. 5, 8, 18. That should be enough, actually. 10, 15. Do I have a 3 of that foe? I don't think I do. No. I guess I'll have to take out the 10 or... And I almost forgot to take out frickin' embers as well. Although my ember stock is starting to get a little on the low side. So, I think... Let me see here. 100, 100... Yeah, I think we are approaching the point where I'm not going to be leveling up a servant every stream. We are definitely approaching that point. But, for now, the servant at the top of the level up order docket is Tamamo, or rather, Koyan of the Dark. So, alright, Fion gets 2, and Old Lishun gets 3. Alright, Old Man's Spear goes up to... Wait, no. It is 1 to Lishun and 2 to Old Lishun. Gotcha, so Lishun is at 4, and Old Lishun is at 5. Alrighty. And then Fion gets +2. He is near the bottom, if memory serves. Beep and boop. Scroll up, up, up. Very slowly because my computer does not want to cooperate. Oh, it's like, give me those lower embers in as well here. Okay. Where is Li Xuan? There he is. Fion is now at 0. Alright, and then back to the top. So, that puts Lancer him slow. Yeah. There. And Old Man him goes there. Alright. And now it's just pure Koyan level up time. With this one, both of the Koyans will finally be leveled. Huzzah! Hopefully I have all the materials needed. Alright, what is this ascension gonna look like? I honestly don't remember what it's gonna be. Interesting. My role as the face of NFF services is put on hold for the time being. From here out, I will serve as the ringleader of the NFF circus. However, I do have a warning to you. My work here is not for the sake of humans, but for the animals. Please don't forget that you humans are the ones to be used as prey. Massacring beasts. MP charged by 2 levels and using NP. Apply crit stars gained during normal buster attacks to a single ally. Increase attack and defense for all beast servant allies. Excuse me. New Ascension, not story 1. Yep. But, she definitely knows where to draw the eyes. I'll say that much. Koyan definitely knows how to draw the eyes to a certain location in these Ascensions. Seems to have ascended without incident. However, I'm at my limit. I feel like I'll burst the next time. You think you can embrace my true nature and survive, Master? True. Very, very true. Alright, come on, give me a super great success. No. Sadness. Tears. I cry every time. Alright, and now we get to see the 3rd Ascension. I'm still doing good on materials. Although I'm pretty sure my QP is about to take another hit. Okay. I became a god while a beast, then turned into a god for the beasts. The ill-omened star that does not build nations but destroys them. I've descended as the goddess of thunder and flame. Thank you for pronouncing that, Koyan. Come, I'll trample it all, and everything will be part of my kin. So she's got 2 goddess forms. Goddess Morph Beast. Ignore invincibility for 3 turns, crit strength for 3 turns, inflict poison, curse, and burn to target when attacking for 3 turns, as well as inflict corroding, poison, disastrous curse, and spreading fire to all enemies. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But I like that both of her 3rd Ascensions are different goddess forms. Goddess of guns for light, and goddess of beasts for dark. The stars are being used here. I don't have that many of them. Final Ascension is... Okay, I like that. You sure are a perverse person. No. Having come this far with me even though you know I am dark. Well, then I'll seal my Divine Spirit mode for the time being. Gods are magnanimous. So there's no particular difference between acting in malice or goodwill. Yet you will not be able to understand my true nature. As you can see, I'm a woman who rules over the feral and wild. As long as the contract between me and you is intact, you are just another animal in my eyes. It'll be your choice whether to submit yourself like a bunny or continue to starve like a dog. Whichever you choose. Oh, that's a face. I'll raise you into superb beasts using both sweet and heinous methods. One about beastly nature, other about efficiency for killing humans. Truth. But that's a face, man. Both have the same VA as Chloe. Dang. Chloe's VA has range. Chloe's VA has some range. I was hoping for a super great success there. So that would have been level 90 with only 1 set. Alright, but that is Koyan fully leveled up. I'm curious, how many more embers do I have left over? 128. Okay, I might be able to get another one. I might, but that's for the future. For now, we're gonna skill Chloe up to a Koyan up to 666. Hopefully. So her first skill is some sort of buster. It is buster effectiveness for an MP gauge for all allies, but decreased crit star gather rate for humans. Okay. So she's got somewhat similar shtick to Koyan Light, but a little more selfish, it feels. However, we are essentially at the end of this stream here then. I've got enough materials to get her skills all up 666, so I think it is time for me to begin my send-off here. So, I have been Soul Rack Dragon. I hope you've all enjoyed today's stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out the channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same game, same name, same games, plenty of content for all to enjoy. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please be sure to show some support. Like the video to show some support. Comment down below if you have anything to say. Subscribe to the channel because that helps out with the algorithm. And if you check the description down below, you will find links to the Twitch and or Discord where you can follow and or join, so you can know when I go live. But once more, thank you all so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed and have a fantastic evening, everybody. There we go, 666.